Hey, this week we're covering Folklords and Family Tree. You have just stepped into the First Issue Club podcast, your weekly comic book podcast where we lead you through the muddy and murky waters of the comic book landscape.
You forgot that.
I forgot the word sometimes. I was going to put the word sometimes in there.
So you called an audible mid-sentence.
And then didn't put the word sometimes in there. The key thing that we do about this podcast is we cover number ones. That number one's on there, we're covering it. At least the most important ones. We're a reading club and we're your friends. We also, and I'd like to mention, have a Patreon where we put a shit ton more content on there. So come join us over there. We're your neighborhood comic-friendly family. Anything you would add in my little intro roundup?
It was good. I'm curious about your Donald Trump impression that was slowly working its way into that. I'll be completely honest. We have the best comic book. That wasn't even Donald Trump.
No,
that was actually really good. No, for me, I went too salesman-y, too best, like too many like generic words about
too many of our morning zoo impression.
Yeah, you want me to redo it?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I just assume we're just going to keep this all in right now.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah.
Episode.
Episode. Welcome to the episode where we have comic books.
Perfect.
Okay, that'll go in there too. It's all going in there. It's just one giant
It's going to really force feed it on
it's
in
the
there.
casserole. This is the casserole episode because it's Thanksgiving.
Is this our Thanksgiving episode?
Is it?
No.
No,
One
it's
more.
close. Yeah, it's
'Cause
Friendsgiving.
it's late this year.
It's Friendsgiving, yeah.
Yeah, it is a really late Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so this is our Friendsgiving episode. Nice.
This is our casserole for Friendsgiving episode.
Boy, howdy.
Latest possible Thanksgiving.
It
It's
really
so
is.
late. God, this fucking Thanksgiving is just never happening.
Unbelievable how late it is.
Yeah. Oh man, Father Time, Sister Seasons. Get with the picture.
When I was a kid, Thanksgiving
heard of
happened
Sister
earlier.
Seasons.
Sister Seasons, we got to halt and flesh this out. I love this.
That's like a hippie thing.
You guys,
That's a new
Hello,
character
Sister
I wanna be.
Seasons and Mother Earth. Father Time is late for lunch. Let's all sing a song.
Late for lunch.
Brother Bird and Cousin Quail come to see the day.
you guys didn't have a Sister Seasons growing up?
No, what is that?
It's the lady that controls when the holiday dates happen.
Mother.
Like she rolls like dice. Just like, all right, Christmas is in June.
It's if Thanksgiving feels late, it's because of Sister Seasons.
Okay,
She's
that's not
decided.
a real
She
thing.
has
Your
decided.
family is made up a thing.
Is she in charge of leap year?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
What about Groundhog Day?
she's a tricky bitch.
All
Oh,
you fuck you, Sister Seasons.
Groundhog's Day is always February 2nd, though.
but she decides.
She only decides the finicky holidays.
Yeah.
And
No. I'm assuming Sister
No.
Seasons decides actually how long the seasons are as well,
That makes a lot more sense.
instead of fucking with the holidays.
Right.
That's cousin calendar.
Cousin Calendar, good night.
And by the way, Sister Seasons plays with your emotions. It could be on the same date, but if it feels like it's late, that's
She
Sister
has
Seasons.
done that
Yeah,
to you, and
yeah.
you know what you did.
And stepsister Solstice, who I kind of want to fuck.
Right, yeah.
Like it's a new trend in like these
Yeah.
What?
Have
these
New
omnipotent
trend?
gods.
Pagan fuck.
Porn's weird.
We're fucking season sisters over here. So anyway, that was our intro, and now we got to talk about the news before we talk about the books.
Yes.
So, up first, Mike, you stumbled yourself along into a very fun article that we wanted to discuss.
You nailed it. I can't remember who it was. Fuck. Hang on just a sec.
Oh, while you're doing that, in the podcast today, we got me, Budget King. Say your names.
Me, Greg.
Me, Caitlin.
Me, Mike.
There we go. That's how we should
I like
do
to
it.
pretend that we were all.
That is 100% not how we should do it.
We should
Comics
never again.
Good.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Now, that's how we should
If
do
people
it.
stumble upon this, they're going to be like, there's no way this is the 124th episode of this show.
We should all say me and then our
Me, caveman. Me, Sister Seasons.
I'm glad we took a time out for me to find who published this article because it's Gemmer. Gemmer.
This article was rubbish. It made you think it had like 15 posts in it.
I know it almost had none.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if we've said what it is yet. It's weirdest crossover comics, and I think that this is just like such an integral part of comic book fandom is bizarre crossovers.
Yes.
It happens in TV, movies, comics especially, and there's just so many bizarre team ups. I buy them. I don't know why I buy them.
Because it's fun seeing your fandoms melt into one.
But that's the thing. It's fun in name only. How
Well,
often are these good?
I can give you a ton of examples.
Are they all
Of
gonna
them being
In
good?
comics?
Yes.
Are they all
In
going to be
comics
Archie
or
ones?
in-
Yes.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. That's a
Most
good
of them
point.
are Archie ones because
Yeah.
there was Archie Sharknado.
What?
There was
Archie and
Yeah.
Kiss.
Archie and Kiss.
Archie and Predator.
Archie and Predator.
Archie is going to count
Archie.
as one.
Okay. Because they
You can
also,
go ahead and list them all. But
We can just
I'm
say
gonna
that
say-
these are the what. This is a one series that does a crossover right.
They do it so well. Archie Punisher. Like, they just hands down fucking slam it. Because they have the most fun with it. Because they don't take it seriously.
Well, because it's a
Yeah.
kind of it's the most juxtaposition wise, it's the oddest thing to see with any of those things.
Right. Tell me you wouldn't read an Archie meets Predator comic book.
You can't be like, yeah, this is one that would take itself seriously.
Yeah. Like,
This is some dark, bloody shit.
it truly is. And oh, man.
It is funny how Archie has this thing where it's like it wants to go dark, and people know that it wants to go dark, but the general story of Archie is not.
No.
Or Riverdale, yeah.
From its humble beginnings to now, it is just like, who the fuck is this?
Like, how did that even happen?
I know.
Yeah.
What was the turning point where somebody inherited the rights to these things and they were like,
I can tell you the
Fuck it
exact.
up.
I can tell you the exact. Fuck it up. Hey, fuck it up.
fuck it up.
Lizzo got a control of the Archie franchise and said she came to the meeting. She goes, "All right, y'all, fuck it up." I can tell you the exact moment, the pinpointed moment when Archie flipped is when they came out with their thrilling Sabrina, and like their horror, and
Okay,
it just
yeah.
it went off like fucking gangbusters.
Okay.
We infamously covered a Ray Sremmurd Shadow Man
Oh God.
comic that was one of the worst comics I've ever read. It was just confounding.
But that was a part of a larger thing that was happening, right? With like
Part of an
other,
event?
well, like no, with like other rappers trying to like cross over with other comic
Well,
books.
I mean,
Just in culture.
in culture, and I thought Valiant did like a couple others.
Did they? I don't remember.
I thought
that.
they did.
The Weeknd did a comic book like right after that.
Starboy, yeah.
Maybe they
what was
did.
that Eminem one you were talking about?
Okay, so let's talk about that. So in 2009, XXL magazine had their image was Eminem, but he's kind of dressed as the Punisher, and it's really odd. He's holding guns and like pointing them at the camera, which I don't think would play that well.
No.
Now, and it's like assault rifles, like Punisher guns. Inside of that XXL is a hip hop magazine, like famous hip hop magazine in that it always announces the freshman class each year, which kind of tells you like who the hottest rappers are every year. Probably the most respected like hip hop publication, I would say, at least print wise. And so they did in their June 2009 edition. Marvel let them publish an Eminem and Punisher comic book inside of it. Unbeknownst to like any kind of just like thinking like, what the fuck? It's just a dumb thing that exists, right? Well, it was a real author and a real artist that like did it. It's actually in the pages, so it doesn't pull out. So you have to like own the actual comic book, which is kind of stupid. Or sorry, the actual magazine. It's now worth $300 or $400.
Oh my God.
$350. And this is a magazine. So like think about it. These are in airports. They print 100,000 of these.
Yeah.
So these are seemingly they would be everywhere. They're not like a low print run where it's like a $40,000 or 40,000 print run comic. So and I know about this because on eBay I am in this weird war with this guy. Claiming to him that he's never going to sell it for the $300 that he has it listed as and to give it to me for $40. But it's like one of those perma listings, but he actually responds back to me and he'll be like, no, I actually sold one of these last year for $300. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, this one isn't selling, so sell it to me for $40. And yeah,
But why $300? Why is it so expensive? It seems like they should be everywhere, right? I mean, these weren't destroyed. Marvel wasn't upset with the story, were they?
Here's the thing, though. I don't think people are going to hang on to Double XL magazine.
Yeah.
You have like the people who subscribe to like Nat Geo and Architectural Digest are people who like keep magazines in like nice little rows.
National
and have
Geographics.
cubes for them.
Or have an office.
Yeah, right. People would pay that for this.
oh, I meant to answer why it's worth something.
Is it
Marvel has
stupider?
listed it with an actual UPC, so it counts as a real comic book.
Oh.
What?
It has like a it has a scannable inside barcode. It's a
They would
true
never-
Inside the magazine.
yes.
I feel like that would never ever happen today. Why? How
WPC.
anyone got that?
yeah.
how anyone got that
So I
to
think it
sneak
just seems
through.
like a mistake.
Yeah.
Of sorts. I don't know if it has a scannable barcode, but like if you go to Marvel like catalogs, they list it as a comic book.
It's almost like they prepared it for print and were like, nah, we can't release this.
Double XL was like, oops.
Yeah, we'll scoop it.
The dude was doing.
Oh no, you
a
got
Punisher
your
run at
comic
the
book
time.
in our comic.
Yeah. And by the way, so I've never read it. Seemingly, because I don't think anybody can really read it unless they've seen it. I think Eminem and the Punisher get killed in the end of it.
I thought you said they kissed.
They get married.
So that it might be the death of Punisher, and nobody knows it.
Fucking dark.
Garth Ennis has to
Bizarre.
work it into an actual Punisher run somehow for continuity's sake.
Double
What do you mean
funeral,
this is
Eminem
fucking
and
canon?
Punisher.
So
I'm a respected artist.
what the fuck is double XL?
It was a freshman class.
So IDW makes a lot of its money off of doing just crossover shit. They own the entities of comic books for Star Trek, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, and Ninja Turtles, and somehow they dip into Batman occasionally, and they are not afraid to mix all of those things. And they do Power Rangers too? Or is that Boom?
I think that's Boom.
Okay.
G.I. Joe? Is that IDW?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
They're in like mix-em-ups with other characters all the time.
Yeah.
They'll also
It's-
license like
Transformers.
shows, right?
Transformers,
Like
there we go.
They did.
Yeah. That's the thing with a lot of these, and we may have mentioned this before on a previous show, but the license stuff is just a cheap money grab to say, hey, these fans will buy it. Doesn't even have to be good.
It doesn't.
And then when they throw the characters together, it's like, let's make it even twice as much watered down because we have two licensed things smashing together.
They have so many Ghostbusters runs,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
and they're like,
I'm not necessarily very mad about that kind of stuff though.
Yeah.
Because I know that there are certain things that I will buy and I don't even expect them to be good, but it's just fun and I'm not going to knock that because if people want to watch the Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and the Librarians have a fun romp
And
adventure
I'm in-
somewhere,
I'm in.
like if they want to buy it, that's
Yeah.
fine. That you can't expect it to be the same kind of quality. And yeah, it's kind of irritating that it's just mass marketed, but like
if there's a
Or mass-produced,
BoJack
rather.
Horseman comic, would you guys buy it?
Sure.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would.
So
I'd at least buy the number one.
there you go. The Adventure Time kind of famously is a great comic.
Yeah. Oh, I will say one thing about
Adventure Time BoJack crossover.
Holy shit, that would be so depressing.
see, depressing.
It is depressing. Yeah, that's
But would
actually-
you want it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go. Like,
Um,
it's there. They know where the money is, and they're not wrong.
Yeah, those probably have a very high Venn diagram.
Yeah. It's basically people in their 30s that have disposable income.
Yep. That, like,
That's why all this stuff is from like the
fetishize their
late
youth.
80s,
Yeah.
early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, what I was going to say was they did a Ghostbusters Transformers crossover, and the Ecto 1 turned into a Transformer, which
hell
is the
yeah.
Ghostbusters like station wagon. And I
liked
thought
it?
it was super like fun. Like
Yeah.
they do like these like that's an excuse to do stupid shit like that. Like where else are you going to see the fucking Ecto 1 as a Transformer?
If you don't turn it up to 11 when you do a crossover, then you're doing it wrong.
Right. Then you're
The
doing
only
bad
reason those
fan
exist,
fiction.
yeah, the only reason those exist are for the fandom. So if you're going to give service to the fans, that's where you have to do it.
So one of the things on this list that I fucking loved and didn't really consider a comic book is Charles Barkley versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Was that a comic book?
Yes.
Yeah, and I
one
own
issue. Yeah, Greg does have it.
Who published it?
Dark Horse.
Whoa, that's is it valuable? Doesn't matter. It's fucking cool.
I don't know.
I don't think so. You could probably track down
It's
a
just a
copy
fun thing to
pretty easy.
have.
So
Because Godzilla dunks on Charles Barkley.
so many things I love about that comparison. One, I fucking love Godzilla. I love Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles.
And it's like, that's epic. And that's what the 90s was about, was just like your fucking NBA stars. Yeah, they're going to go to battle with the fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
No offense to Godzilla. He's an
it
alien.
was. He's a kaiju.
There you go.
So we're on crossovers. Is there like a crossover you guys would love to see?
You got one that you're sitting on?
I always thought an interesting crossover would be like Captain Crunch mixed in with the frog, the Smacks frog
guy? Yeah.
And they like
Cereal crossovers.
Yeah.
But like the actual cereals are mixed together?
well, no, but they're like buddy cops,
They should
and
all...
like they have to go find serial killers.
Oh, I was thinking that they all should be going to rehab for their crazy addiction problem, like the Trix Rabbit and the Chicken Sam.
Oh yes, the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs birds there.
Yeah, they all have crazy addiction problems. Alcoholism.
Yeah, which
is,
says something about cereal
yes.
and the sugariness of it.
Isn't that? I never realized that
I gotta have my
the narrative
bottles.
arc of all of those people is just that they're fucking addicted to it, like it's cocaine.
And can,
Yeah.
can I make a quick PSA here to everyone that has cereal, specifically Cookie Crisps? You're just eating cookies for breakfast. That's not a cereal. That's not. There's no nutritional value. Those are miniature, goddamn chocolate chip cookies in your bowl.
This has been cereal talk. With first issue.
Yeah, we're talking cereal. I would like to see Sonic in some bondage shit. So like,
but that's not a crossover.
well, okay, who's a character that does bondage? Red Sonja.
More like, what about like Lady Death
Yeah,
The
or
other-
Elvira.
or Vampirilla?
Yeah, there we go.
Vampirella.
All of those things, or the boob book that's on Action Labs.
All of them?
Pick
Which one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Zombie Tramp.
Yeah, Zombie Tramp. So Zombie Tramp and Sonic is what I'd like to see.
Okay.
I'd like to see Batman and Darkwing Duck.
Ooh.
Oh, the duck version of Batman.
Yes, I like that.
That's a really good. Yeah, there should be more duck versions of things.
Yeah.
You got any crossovers, Caitlin? You're burning.
No, I'm
for?
just generally a fan of any kind of them.
Yeah, they got your number.
Yeah, they do. Well, there a lot of the reason I think they have my number is a lot of the crossovers do nods. They give homage. They put little Easter eggs. They're just giant rewards of anybody who really likes what they've done.
Yeah. What if
Right.
you were watching Ally McBeal and Real World Seattle showed up?
Is that with Puck?
That would be awesome.
What
Oh,
if you were
that would be-
watching
yeah.
like Law and Order and the baby from Ally McBeal showed up?
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. Dun dun.
Oh, what if you're watching Seinfeld and then as you go into who's the guy that Seinfeld hates?
Kramer.
Newman.
No, Newman.
And then you're all of a sudden in Newman. He's driving a Jeep into Jurassic Park.
Just like link up things that other
Supercut of
people,
one
the other
person's
actors have
characters
done.
from their whole lives.
Seinfeld's now in Jurassic Park.
And he's a bee.
What's
Well,
the
there's-
deal with all these dinosaurs?
There's one show that has kind of done that though, or not one show, but like one H. John Benjamin, like all his characters have kind of melded together in some of his shows through Bob's Burgers,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true.
'Cause
Yeah.
they've done Archer, they've done Bob's
Yep.
Burgers, they even did like a weird thing with Brendan and Coach McGurk.
Yep. They made
at Bob-
cameos.
Yeah, which is dope. I love that. I feel like
Wouldn't it be crazy if like in a Home Improvement and then was going on for a while and then all of a sudden they're like, it's the Santa Claus, and like Santa is now he's like also Santa, but then he's also Tim the Toolman Taylor.
This is a part
Tim
of
the
the show where
Toolman
the
Taylor
bit has
kills
run its course.
Santa Claus and inherits Santa Claus's powers.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you could get mittens on McDonald's dollar menu?
Mittens? Mm-hmm. Like you could start to order clothing.
Yeah, they're like you mashed up.
Oh,
Like value clothing with
with
the
with
McDonald's
fast food?
menu.
McMittens.
Yeah.
McMittens.
I hadn't thought about that mashup before.
Here's a mashup. What if your mom and your dad fucked
Gross.
and then made you?
a mashup. We're all That's the thing. We're all mashups.
Let's get this podcast started.
We're all mashups. What's your favorite mashup? Me, I guess.
I'm fucking dope.
All right, and first up, we got Folklords out on Boom Studios by Matt Kint and Matt Smith. Caitlin, what is Folklords about?
Folklords is it's a fun reversal of a young man's angst, sense of otherness, and thirst for adventure taking him into a world of fantasy. There was one review that said it in a really funny way, and it I think sets the tone for how this book feels when you're reading it. And it's in this world of fantasy and magic, the main character Ansel is haunted by visions of tailored suits and modern technology, and that's what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a quick flip the script of you're gonna have this character, they're gonna go out on a quest, but they already come from the world of magic. So they're going to go to the world that we know of reality. And
that's, I think they would sell this book by saying it's fantasy magic book, but kid dresses like he's in Harry Potter, like modern day.
Or how he does in American Psycho. He's slicking his hair back, wearing a suit.
Yeah. I loved it. When you find out the gag of him just getting all ready for school and you think he's going to be late for school and you're like, oh my God, he's in a fairy tale world.
I had to go back and read it.
Just kind of get
just to see how they did it.
Yeah.
They teased it out.
It kind of took a sec to reveal to you that he was dreaming of our Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole time you're just why the fuck is he wearing a suit? I hope that gets explained somewhere.
I mean, it seems like we are in, going to get some high fantasy here, some high adventure.
Yeah. There's a really cool blind troll that has to paddle him across a pond every day to get to school, I think.
Payman pies.
He loves goat pies.
He's adventuring with a dark elf.
Yeah. I mean, it's quintessential D&D stuff, but we as the reader know there is an outside world, i.e. the reality that we live in. And then at the end of the book, we get that page where a man's writing on a scroll, but there's a cell phone sitting off panel a little bit. So you get the sense that who's ever writing or who's ever narrating right now is in our quote-unquote reality.
Or has a hand in both worlds.
Yes.
So this podcast is a huge fan of Matt Kint. I think we all love his work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when Matt Kint is not on Valiant, and he's doing his other stuff, most famously MGMT. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Mind management.
Yeah, mind management. And then does this art style where it's watercolory, and sometimes his wife will do the watercolors, and the lines are really sketchy, and he does a bunch of weird details where he writes in maps and stuff. So it's super meta. The covers always a lot of times will play into the story and stuff. This read like a Matt Kint book, but looked like Lumberjanes, or just very clean, fat line, bold colors, didn't look like a messy Matt Kint book. So it was really fun to read, but also a little bit disorienting being a Matt Kint fan.
Well, and it was weird. Even the story itself was a little more upbeat than you're used to with him too. So
the only sinister element really came from the oppressive librarians.
Yeah, right.
And that was the rest of it was just oh, this is going to be a fun adventure.
Yeah, you know what? There's some symbology there, isn't there? With police being the
keepers of knowledge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I also thought that maybe his friend was involved with them somehow.
Yeah.
There was something that when he pisses her off and it zooms in on her face, I thought that one of her eyeballs were because the librarians have one eye that you can see, and the rest of it's covered up. I could be way off base, and she could have just been still mad at him, so it wasn't there.
What pissed her off? I was unclear about that.
He was trying to say that she had already done her quest, so what did she care about, trying to tell him he wasn't going to gain anything from going after his?
Yep. She found a golden goose.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. And then he was just how did that change your life?
Yeah.
And she got so pissed off that she didn't go to his graduation ceremony, more or less.
Yeah. Or she was there as either the guard that let them through or
she was possibly abducted.
true. Like we don't know. We don't know.
The guard that let him through was a really cool, just like kind of red herring or whatever.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna get captured by this like ultimate bad guy, and then the bad guy's just like, no, you go on to your journey.
Yeah.
He was like, I was hoping you were going on a real quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of moved away and like ushered them through.
That has to come back, right? In some ways.
I'm a cool guard.
Yeah.
I'm one of those
Hey,
cool
no.
guards.
And
I would much rather you guys quest here so I can watch you.
here's a 6-pack of High Life for the road.
If you're gonna quest, do it under my roof.
Yeah, so I can make sure. Give me your keys, so I don't want you guys leaving.
Make sure you wear rubber.
Realm. Yeah,
The realm.
we do get this kind of cool map at the back of the book of like because it shows the area of that they know of, not just like the entire map, which was kind of a cool way of like not showing us the entire world.
Like fog of war type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like we don't know where they're going. We don't actually know what lays outside their boundary lines, just like the character does. So that's kind of a cool thing. And I kind of hope it expands as their knowledge expands. So like the map keeps growing with the book, like as it continues.
Did you guys like it? I mean, like, were you hooked on this?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I haven't been able to read in depth some of his other long running stories, but like, wasn't it Black Badge
Yeah.
that he wrote? I really like when he writes stories that are told from the perspective of a younger person.
He does that so well.
Yeah.
Well, we've met him a few times at cons, and he's like
He's a
super
Missouri
kind.
boy.
Unbelievably
Yeah.
nice.
We all
So-
have like some of his artwork and
Yeah.
his graphic novels is good. I mean, he's such a self-made person who like, and in all honesty, I think my love for Valiant 100% comes from Matt Kint.
And he hasn't really done that much with Valiant.
No,
He-
but the
he's
stuff,
heralded a few
the
books.
stuff that he's done has
Yeah.
been really fucking fun and good.
I don't know when the dude sleeps, to be honest. Like he's always putting something out.
He's almost as productive as Cullen Bunn.
Yeah, like those dudes, they have enough money now that like, they can just like take a chill pill, but like they refuse to just stop.
I heard an interview with Matt Damon today that said he worked really hard because he's in this new racing movie. He worked really hard in his 20s and 30s, but like so he works so hard like in his 40s he like takes less jobs now. I want to be like, fuck you. Oh, cool. You're just gonna work less in your 40s because you work so hard in your 20s and 30s. Yeah, the real average human that's your age works until they're fucking 70 in a fucking coal mine. You dumbass bitch.
Do you know anyone that works in a coal mine?
Proverbial.
I also feel like he did clearly say he's not retired. He's
Yeah.
like still working.
He's going part
I
time.
don't know.
Hey, everybody likes him, but I'm just gonna be the anti.
I'm gonna be a
Matt Damon.
greeter at Walmart.
You could always like strength-based approach. Like maybe he did too much and he's recognizing signs of burnout and he's just taking a little time for himself.
I should applaud that, right? Taking care of yourself.
Self-care.
mentally.
God damn it,
But-
Matt Damon.
Okay, come on. Famous people are here for my entertainment. If they're not burning themselves out, what are they doing?
Right. If every
You need to kill yourselves for our
Yeah.
approval, please.
if every famous
Everyday
person
man has to suffer. I will too.
until their plight is ended, I will burn out on every role that I must do.
That's the pledge that I think every famous person should take.
Yeah. If you don't end up like Gary Busey, what the fuck you doing?
Okay.
Or Val Kilmer.
Or Val Kilmer. Oh, he's sick.
Oh, I thought he just looked
So
like
it
that.
goes from don't meet your heroes to kill them for
To
Yeah.
kill them, to have them kill
their,
themselves.
Yeah.
their desire for your love.
Expect your heroes to kill them or to die.
Well, they will eventually.
Force your heroes to kill themselves.
All right, and now we got Family Tree out on Image by Jeff Lemire and Phil Hester. What a dynamic duo on this book. Caitlin, tell us about Family Tree.
Okay. So this one is when a small girl starts to become a Groot, and then her single mom and her teen jerk brother have to find a way to either cure and or save her without getting them all taken for some kind of experiment or just killed to keep it from spreading or something. And it looks like they're going to get a helping hand from the family's patriarch. toward the end.
That was so funny.
I do feel like it's going to be a weird description every time I have to start with, okay, so this is when, so this is that thing. It's like basically Stefan describes the comic book.
So when like a midget is on a skateboard
But when you
and he
This is that
pulls
thing
your
of when a tiny
clothes.
girl becomes a Groot.
When you said tiny girl becomes a Groot, I was just like, holy fuck, it's exactly what this
Wouldn't that
fucking
be
book is.
terrifying if that's the process?
This
Yeah.
is how farmhand started.
Honestly, though, this book really did have a moment where it was being kind of put in that mom's shoes where she's like, is it bad? And you're like watching your tiny little daughter like start to transform into something you've never seen. And then you're like, I don't even know what we do. Do we go to a hospital? And then your other son's like kind of being a dick about it. And it was just like, it put you in a very real
But
moment.
yeah, if my daughter started like growing like leaves and shit, my concern would be if I cut the leaves off, is it gonna hurt her?
I would say it probably would.
Well, and then my thought would be like, it's going to eventually cover her and she'll die.
Yeah,
She'll just
you would
be the
keep your
tree.
daughter home and just trim her.
I guess
that was an
Well, it'd
option.
be like like if you and cousin It fucked, and then like
I just think
We would make a normal kid because I'm hairless.
you even each other out.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys want
Is Cousin It a guy or a girl?
He is a guy.
It's a guy.
Oh, you confirmed?
Confirmed.
what are
So
are
when
cousin
he
It's
shits
pronouns?
out our kid,
That's a good point. Yeah,
A
cousin
little
It.
fur ball.
yeah,
This okay, so I don't know if you guys read this, but the review I was reading says that there's going to be like cults, mercenaries, and tabloid paparazzi that get introduced via this little girl. Does that change your opinion of where you think this is going to go? Because
so-
it did for me.
So yes, that makes me like it a lot more than I
Same.
did. I think what's interesting about this book is that this seems like Jeff Lemire is writing, like he's basically being like, hey, this is my next Gideon Falls. So I'm going to give you a tiny little taste or whatever of it. And like it didn't do as much as like a comic book that needs to win you over.
yeah, I agree.
Would do. And he's just like, I'm kind of showing my hand here. This is my next big book. And then it felt short. But I think I myself included, everybody's like, fuck it. I'll just keep on going with it. The fact it's going to do that shit makes it awesome though.
Yeah, because it seems like it's going to be much more of a center stage focus for what's happening toward this dystopian future than, because it sounds like, or it appears in the book that you get in this first issue that like it's going to be way more underground. There are these people trying to get them, trying to take them away, and you feel like it's going to be tried to be swept under the rug and like they're going to have to go underground to hide. And saying that like you're going to have tabloid paparazzi interact with them is like, this is going to go much more public and it's going to...
Yeah, well, you have little girl turning into a tree. That's how you get the sensation of it all. The bald people with the axes are obviously the cult, right?
They're all wearing green.
Yeah, the lumberjack asses.
Yeah.
They're obviously the
Did
cult.
not even notice they were lumberjacks. That's so fucking brilliant.
And so, and like
Estranged grandfather.
the estranged grandfather who gave the daughter something at school.
Yeah, it looked like a jar of mayonnaise.
So like he probably knows how to like quell whatever is spreading on her
Yep.
with like whatever weird
And he knew she had
herbs.
it. So
guess
he's been
so.
like
Oh,
spying
yeah.
on them, or he knew that it was in like their family line or something.
Yeah, it has been foretold.
There's a lot of questions to be answered.
That the
But I
first
do
daughter-
agree, it just fell a little flat for me.
How so?
Well, and when I say I do agree, no one said that yet. But I think,
I said it was short.
yeah.
I said it was sharp.
BK's sentiment that it was short and ended maybe a little abruptly. I feel like there was more I wanted from this one. And maybe part of that was just because it's Jeff Lemire, who I love everything he writes. And then Phil Hester is another writer and artist that I like. And I was like, oh shit, these two together, I'm going to get something like totally epic. And then it's a girl, tree grows out of her, book ends pretty quick. You don't get like much context for like what's to come from the story at all. We as like avid comic book fans have heard like, here's like the promise of what may happen in some of these upcoming issues in this series. But as a standalone book itself, it fell a little flat for me.
I think with any other creative team, I would agree with you. But I think like what Budget King said, like when you have Lemire and Hester involved, you're like, there's that level of trust you're giving the book. You're like, okay, like I'll let it breathe 3 issues and then I'll decide what's going to happen. Because you're right. I mean, Jeff Lemire, I don't believe we ever read a book where we're just like, this is terrible. Even Berserker Unbound, we're like, maybe not for us, but not a terribly bad book.
He just did that Joker book when we didn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Phil Hester has been in the business for decades, and like he's been vetted time and time again. So I feel like this book has a lot to explore, and it's got some room for roots to grow.
Ooh, good. You knew what you were doing there.
Yeah, thank you. And so I'm gonna stick with it because I trust this creative team.
Yeah.
What possible reason would they have to include the brother trying to call his mom out in the principal's office for smoking weed?
Because it's her weed.
Yeah,
And,
but
like,
who cares? Why put that in the book?
Oh, I think
Are you just supposed to like?
just because
he learned it from her. I learned it from you.
No, it got me to sympathize with the mom because I was like, we don't know what happened to her husband.
He gone.
Yeah, he like ran out on them, and like she gets high occasionally. She's cool, mom.
That's what it was. It was a way to quickly tell us that the father is absent
And
she's a
struggling
super
a little bit.
stressed mom.
Yeah.
That's like just trying to keep her shit together.
And I think it's like it's the way.
And her son is kind of a dick.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
it's the
butthole.
son getting leverage. Just like, Mom, I'm not in trouble because it's your fucking weed.
Did you see her grab the weed back?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Did you know like
Give me that kush.
I liked her already from the supermarket scene, though. She was kind of like had that like Winona Ryder from
Yeah.
Stranger Things
Oh, yeah.
vibe.
Totally.
That's a great
perfect
comparison.
Perfect
Yeah.
comparison.
Just like kind of smarting off to this customer who's being rude and just like, I don't know.
I love when she makes eye contact with one of the cult guys early on, and he just like runs the other way. Shit, she saw me.
So then that must mean the cult members know who she is
They're
and her
profiling
family.
her because
Yeah.
they know what's happening.
Well, and
yeah.
also the grandfather's already there skulking around because I'm assuming they all know something's about to happen.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Now my daughter's a tree. Oh. Turn around and now my daughter is a tree.
God, the best part of that song.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
That was the bridge.
Everyone loves the verses and bridge to "Somebody's Watching Me." It's like turns
Turn
into
around. That was almost Monster Mash.
Yeah.
well, that's
I
what
went
the
to
song-
school to get my disobedient
wait,
son.
does the song actually do that?
Yeah. Have you actually heard that song for real?
I mean, I've heard like I've probably heard it, but I do not remember spoken word in it.
It's
Do you
like
want to go? Go for it.
It's like a music producer's son, and cannot sing, cannot write a song. Got Michael Jackson to sing the chorus on it though because of his contacts,
Sold his soul to the devil and
Yeah.
got Michael Jackson on this song.
and it was like a hit single because
The hook.
the hook.
The hook is fire, but like the in between parts is just like, when I go in the hallway, I think someone is there. When I take a shower, I can't even wash my hair. Like that cadence you think is like a
Yes.
funny joke.
No,
that is it.
That's the song.
That is it.
Sounds exactly like the Monster Mash.
Yeah. Frankenstein is in my basement, don't you know?
How have I missed that? That I need to go listen to that song.
Don't you know?
It's a fucking gem of a song. The music video sucks too.
Yeah, it does.
Damn. Fuck you, somebody watching me, guy.
And while we're on it, fuck you too, Michael Jackson.
And sister season.
And Sister Season.
got no privacy.
Ooh. I kind of hope this girl turns into a tree and stays a tree.
Yeah.
Tree powers.
I hope it
And
didn't
she's
kill
not
her.
a girl
though.
anymore? Yeah, I don't want her
Oh, that's a good
to not be a girl or
hypothetical
lose herself.
thought question. You turn into a tree, do you lose your gender?
Gender is a social construct.
That's true. That's a good point, though. So, okay, if I turn into a tree,
Zing, I'll show myself out.
I bet society doesn't ascribe genders to trees, so no, I guess not, Greg.
oh, you're doing one of those things, those homophobic things, where it's like, if you fuck a man, you should fuck a tree. Good job, Greg.
Well, you wouldn't be gay. Is that what you want to know?
Hey, listen, if we let the boys marry boys, pretty soon they're going to want to marry toasters, and we can't be having that.
If I become a tree, do I still want to fuck women? Yeah. Now it's up to
if we've learned
does the
anything
woman
from
wanna
Evil
fuck
Dead,
me? I don't know.
we should cut all that immediately.
No, I let's leave it.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
It's fun. Most of this is staying in.
Great.
We got a hit on our hands.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of First Issue Club. We are a proud member of the Fountain City Frequency family of podcasts. Our music is provided by Primary Color Music. We are recorded in KCUR Studios. You can find us, rate us, friend, and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email, and your favorite listening platforms at First Issue Club, FIRST.
You guys moisturize during the winter?
Yep.
Your hands?
Nope.
Yeah, really?
I should do it more. I've been sitting on them, though, so they look all mutant.
I have a natural glaze, so I don't have to worry
It
about cracking.
secretes from his pores.
I used to have an Italian coat of oil that would leave my silhouette on every pillow I'd lay my head on.
Olive oil?
Olive oil, exactly.
It smelled delicious, I bet.
And now, what I wouldn't give to be
Like
an
your own
Italian
natural lube.
oily mess anymore, because my face and head and hands and everything cracks now and flakes off. So I use so much lotion. My lotion budget is outrageous.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
My lotion dowry is insane.
What kind? Okay, wait. So, okay, but
This
do you
has
have
to make the show.
do you have a problem with? I hate feeling greasy,
Yeah.
and I don't know what lotion I can use consistently all day, every day that won't do that.
Jizz.
I use O'Keefe's like working hands. God, did you say jizz?
It was me. Do you guys feel like that greasy people are also bad?
I feel bad
Okay.
when I feel greasy.
Yeah.
So
There's a thin line.
transitive property. I have no idea.
Are greasy people bad?